Imagine waking up one day and suddenly being able to read the mind of the divine masculine. What if I told you that what you'd find there would completely change how you see yourself and the world around you? Get ready, because you're about to discover some truly eye-opening truths that might just turn your world upside down. Now, you might be wondering, what's this divine masculine thing all about? Don't worry, we're going to dive into that. But first, let me tell you this. The divine masculine has been thinking about you all along, and what's on its mind will shock you to your core. Before we jump into the juicy details, let's take a moment to understand what we mean by the divine masculine. Think of it as the ultimate expression of positive male energy in the universe. It's not about being a man or a woman. It's an energy that exists in all of us, regardless of our gender. The divine masculine is all about action, protection, and strength. It's the part of us that wants to make things happen, to protect what we love, and to stand strong in the face of challenges. It's like the sun, warm, powerful, and life-giving. But here's the thing. The divine masculine isn't just some far-off idea. It's a living, breathing energy that's deeply connected to each and every one of us. And guess what? It's been having some pretty intense thoughts about you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Me? Why would this powerful, universal energy be thinking about little old me? Well, that's exactly what we're here to uncover. And trust me, by the time we're done, you'll never look at yourself the same way again. The divine masculine sees you in a way that you've probably never seen yourself before. It sees past all the doubts, fears, and insecurities that you carry around. It sees the real you, the powerful, amazing person that you sometimes forget you are. But don't just take my word for it. As we go through this journey together, you'll start to understand just how deeply the divine masculine cares about you and your growth. You'll begin to see yourself through its eyes. And let me tell you, it's a view that will take your breath away. So are you ready to have your mind blown? Are you ready to see yourself as the divine masculine sees you? Buckle up, because we're about to go on a wild ride of self-discovery and empowerment. Now, before we dive into the real shocker, what the divine masculine actually thinks about you, let's clear up some common misconceptions. There are a lot of ideas floating around out there about the divine masculine, and not all of them hit the mark. In fact, some of them are downright wrong. Let's take a look at a few of these mistaken beliefs and set the record straight. Misconception. Number 1. The divine masculine only cares about strength and power. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is that the divine masculine is all about brute strength and power. People often think that it only values those who are tough, never show weakness, and always come out on top. But here's the truth. The divine masculine isn't just about flexing muscles or being the boss. Sure, it values strength, but not in the way you might think. The strength the divine masculine admires isn't about being able to bench press a ton or never showing emotions. It's about inner strength, the kind that helps you get back up when life knocks you down, the strength to be vulnerable and open your heart to others. The divine masculine actually thinks that true power comes from kindness, empathy, and the ability to connect with others. It sees the person who helps a stranger as just as powerful as any muscle-bound hero. So if you've been beating yourself up for not being strong enough, you can let that go right now. The divine masculine sees your acts of kindness and your ability to persevere as incredible strengths. Another common misconception is that the divine masculine has no time for emotions. Many people believe that it only values logic and reason and sees feelings as a sign of weakness. But let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. The divine masculine doesn't just accept emotions, it celebrates them. It sees your ability to feel deeply as one of your greatest strengths, your capacity for joy, your empathy for others, even your moments of sadness or anger. The divine masculine views all of these as beautiful parts of who you are. In fact, the divine masculine thinks that being in touch with your emotions is a sign of true strength and wisdom. It knows that understanding and expressing your feelings in a healthy way is key to living a full, rich life. So the next time you feel like you need to hide your emotions or push them down, remember this: the divine masculine is cheering you on, encouraging you to feel, to express, to be fully human. Here's another big one. Many people think that the divine masculine only cares about traditionally masculine traits like competitiveness, independence, and dominance. They believe that to connect with the divine masculine, you need to embody these characteristics. But guess what? The divine masculine's thoughts on this might surprise you. It doesn't divide traits into masculine and feminine the way we often do in society. Instead, it sees the beauty and strength in all qualities, regardless of how we label them. The divine masculine values nurturing just as much as assertiveness. It admires the ability to collaborate just as much as the drive to lead. It sees beauty in softness as well as in firmness. In the eyes of the divine masculine, a person who can be both strong and gentle, both independent and connected, is truly magnificent. So if you've been trying to fit yourself into a narrow definition of what you think the divine masculine wants, you can stop right now. The divine masculine loves you for all that you are, your softness and your strength, your independence and your need for connection, your logic and your emotion. It doesn't want you to be any one thing. It wants you to be your full, complex, beautiful self. As we wrap up this section on misconceptions, I want you to take a moment to let this sink in. The divine masculine's thoughts about you are so much more nuanced, so much more accepting, and so much more loving than you might have believed. It sees and values every part of you, not just the parts that fit some narrow definition of strength or power. But we're just getting started. Now that we've cleared away these misconceptions, we're ready to dive into the real shocking truth, what the divine masculine really thinks about you. And let me tell you, it's going to blow your mind. Are you ready to see yourself through the eyes of the divine masculine? Let's go. Now that we've cleared up some of the big misconceptions, it's time to dive into the truly shocking stuff, what the divine masculine really thinks about you. And let me tell you, this first revelation is a doozy. Are you ready? Here it is. The divine masculine thinks you are infinitely valuable. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Me? Infinitely valuable? There must be some mistake. But there's no mistake here. In the eyes of the divine masculine, you are a priceless treasure, a one-of-a-kind masterpiece that can never be replaced. Let's break this down a bit. When we say the divine masculine sees you as infinitely valuable, what does that really mean? First off, it means that your worth isn't based on what you do or what you achieve. The divine masculine doesn't look at your bank account, your job title, or your list of accomplishments to decide how valuable you are. No, in its eyes, you are valuable simply because you exist. Your very being is a miracle that the divine masculine celebrates every single day. Think about that for a moment. How often do we tie our self-worth to our achievements or our possessions? We think, if I could just get that promotion, or if I could just lose those last 10 pounds, or if I could just find the perfect partner, then I'd be worthy. But the divine masculine is shaking its head at all of that. It's saying, you are already worthy. You are already valuable. You are already enough. But it goes even deeper than that. The divine masculine sees you as infinitely valuable because it recognizes the unique gifts that only you can bring to the world. You see, in the entire history of the universe, there has never been and will never be another you. You are a unique combination of experiences, thoughts, feelings, and potential. And the divine masculine is in awe of that uniqueness. It sees the way you light up when you talk about your passions. It notices the kindness in your eyes when you help a friend. It admires the courage you show when you face your fears. All these little things that make you you, the divine masculine sees them all, and it thinks they're amazing. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The divine masculine doesn't just see your current value, it sees your potential value too. It's like the divine masculine has a crystal ball where it can see all the amazing things you're capable of, all the lives you could touch, all the positive changes you could make in the world. And here's the kicker. The divine masculine thinks that this potential is part of what makes you infinitely valuable. It's not just about who you are right now, but about who you could become. The divine masculine sees the seeds of greatness within you, even if you can't see them yourself. But don't get it twisted. This doesn't mean the divine masculine only values you for what you might do in the future. No, it values you right now, exactly as you are. Your potential is just the cherry on top of the already delicious sundae that is you. Now, you might be wondering, if the divine masculine thinks I'm so valuable, why doesn't my life reflect that? That's a great question, and it brings us to an important point. The divine masculine sees your value, but it's up to you to recognize and embrace that value in yourself. Imagine you had a priceless painting in your house, but you thought it was just a cheap print, so you kept it in the basement. The painting would still be valuable, but you wouldn't be benefiting from its value, right? It's the same with your own worth. The divine masculine sees it, but for it to really impact your life, you need to see it too. So how does knowing this, that the divine masculine sees you as infinitely valuable, change things? Well, for starters, it can revolutionize how you see yourself. When you truly understand and believe in your own innate worth, it changes how you move through the world. You start to treat yourself with more kindness and respect. You begin to set healthier boundaries in your relationships, because you know you deserve to be treated well. You become more willing to take risks and go after your dreams because you know that you are worthy of success and happiness. But it doesn't just change how you treat yourself, it changes how you treat others too. When you recognize your own infinite value, you start to see that same value in everyone around you. You become more compassionate, more understanding, more willing to see the best in others. And here's something really beautiful. When you start to see your own value and the value in others, you align yourself more closely with the divine masculine energy. You start to see the world more like it does, as a place full of infinitely valuable beings, all worthy of love, respect, and care. So, as we wrap up this first shocking truth, I want you to take a moment to really let it sink in. The divine masculine, this powerful universal energy, looks at you and sees infinite value. It sees a being so precious, so irreplaceable, that your worth can't even be measured. The next time you're feeling down on yourself, or like you're not enough, remember this. Remember that in the eyes of the divine masculine, you are a priceless treasure. You are infinitely valuable, just as you are, right here and right now. But don't think we're done with the shockers just yet. We've got more mind-blowing revelations coming up about what the divine masculine really thinks about you. Are you ready to have your world rocked even more? Let's keep going. Certainly. I'll continue with the next 3 sections of the outline, maintaining the same style and depth as before. Now that we've explored how the divine masculine sees you as infinitely valuable, let's dive into the second shocking truth. Are you ready for this? Here it is. The divine masculine loves you deeply and unconditionally. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Love? From some universal energy? That sounds a bit out there. But stick with me, because understanding this truth can completely transform how you see yourself and your place in the world. When we talk about the divine masculine's love, we're not talking about the kind of love you might be used to. This isn't the conditional love we often experience in our day-to-day lives. You know, the kind where someone loves you because of what you do for them or how you make them feel. No, the divine masculine's love is something far more profound and unchanging. The love of the divine masculine is unconditional. That means it loves you no matter what. It doesn't matter if you've made mistakes. It doesn't matter if you've failed to live up to your own expectations. It doesn't even matter if you've done things you're not proud of. The divine masculine loves you through it all. Think about that for a moment. Imagine a love so complete, so all-encompassing, that nothing you do or say could ever diminish it. That's the kind of love the divine masculine has for you, but it goes even deeper than that. The divine masculine doesn't just love you despite your flaws. It loves you including your flaws. In fact, it doesn't even see them as flaws. The parts of yourself that you might see as weaknesses or imperfections, the divine masculine sees them as beautiful, integral parts of who you are. Your sensitivity that you sometimes think makes you weak, the divine masculine loves that about you. It sees how your sensitivity allows you to connect deeply with others and bring more compassion into the world. That quirky sense of humor that you worry might be too weird? The divine masculine adores it. It sees how your unique way of looking at the world brings joy and laughter to those around you. Even the parts of yourself that you try to hide, the parts you think are too dark or too messy to be loved, the divine masculine loves those too. It sees how these parts of you have shaped you, how they've helped you grow and learn. In the eyes of the divine masculine, every part of you is worthy of love. Now, you might be wondering, if the divine masculine loves me so much, why don't I feel it? That's a great question, and it brings us to an important point. The divine masculine's love is always there, but sometimes we put up walls that make it hard for us to feel it. These walls can be built from all sorts of things: past hurts, fears, self-doubt, or negative beliefs about ourselves. It's like we're standing in the warm sunlight of the divine masculine's love, but we've put up an umbrella of negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. The love is still there, but we've blocked ourselves from fully feeling it. So how can we start to feel this love more in our lives? Well, it starts with being open to the possibility that you are loved, just as you are. It means starting to challenge those negative beliefs you hold about yourself. Every time you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't deserve love," remind yourself that the divine masculine disagrees. It thinks you're amazing and totally worthy of love. Another way to connect with this love is through self-love practices. You see, when we start to love ourselves more, we align more closely with the divine masculine energy. We start to see ourselves more like it sees us. This could be as simple as speaking to yourself more kindly, taking care of your body, or doing things that bring you joy. Now, here's where it gets really powerful. When you start to really internalize this truth, that you are deeply and unconditionally loved by the divine masculine, it changes everything. It changes how you treat yourself. It changes how you let others treat you. It changes how you move through the world. When you know you're loved unconditionally, you become more willing to take risks, to put yourself out there. Because even if things don't work out, you know your worth isn't on the line. You're still loved, still valuable. It also changes how you love others. When you're filled up with this unconditional love, you have so much more to give. You can start to love others more freely, more unconditionally, because your own cup is full. So as we wrap up this second shocking truth, I want you to take a moment to really let it sink in. The divine masculine, this powerful universal energy, loves you deeply and unconditionally. It loves every part of you, even the parts you struggle to love yourself. The next time you're feeling unloved or unworthy, remember this. Remember that you are bathed in the unconditional love of the divine masculine at all times. You are loved fully and completely, just as you are. Now, we've covered some pretty mind-blowing stuff already. We've learned that the divine masculine sees you as infinitely valuable and loves you unconditionally. But hold on to your hats, because this third truth might be the most shocking of all. Here it is. The divine masculine knows that you are incredibly powerful. Now, when I say powerful, I'm not talking about having big muscles or a high-ranking job. I'm talking about a deep inner power that goes far beyond physical strength or social status. This is the kind of power that can move mountains, change lives, and shape reality itself. You might be thinking, me? Powerful? There must be some mistake. But the divine masculine doesn't make mistakes when it comes to this. It sees a power in you that you might not even be aware of yet. So what kind of power are we talking about here? Well, it's multifaceted, but let's break it down into a few key areas. First, there's the power of your thoughts and beliefs. The divine masculine knows that your thoughts quite literally shape your reality. It sees how your beliefs about yourself and the world around you influence everything in your life, from your relationships to your career to your health. When you believe you can achieve something, you're much more likely to take the actions needed to make it happen. When you believe you're worthy of love, you're more likely to attract loving relationships. The divine masculine sees this power in you and knows that as you learn to harness it, you can create profound changes in your life. Then there's the power of your emotions. In a world that often tells us to suppress or ignore our feelings, the divine masculine sees your emotions as a source of incredible strength. It knows that your ability to feel deeply allows you to connect with others, to empathize, to bring more love and compassion into the world. But it's not just about positive emotions. The divine masculine sees power in your ability to feel and process all emotions, even the difficult ones. It knows that when you allow yourself to fully feel and move through your anger, your sadness, your fear, you come out the other side stronger and more whole. Next, there's the power of your uniqueness. Remember how we talked about how the divine masculine sees you as infinitely valuable because of your unique combination of traits and experiences? Well, it also sees this uniqueness as a source of incredible power. You have a unique perspective, a unique voice, a unique way of being in the world. The divine masculine knows that this uniqueness gives you the power to contribute something to the world that no one else can. It sees how your individual gifts and talents, when fully expressed, have the power to inspire, to create, to heal, to transform. But perhaps the most shocking aspect of your power, as seen by the divine masculine, is your power to co-create your reality. Now, this might sound a bit out there, but stick with me. The divine masculine sees you not as a passive recipient of life's circumstances, but as an active creator of your own experience. It knows that you have the power to choose your responses to life's events, to set intentions for what you want to create, to take inspired action towards your goals. In partnership with the universe, you have the power to shape your life and contribute to shaping the world around you. Now, you might be wondering, if I'm so powerful, why don't I feel that way? Why does life sometimes feel like it's happening to me rather than being created by me? That's a great question, and it brings us to an important point. Just like with your infinite value and the unconditional love of the divine masculine, your power is always there. But sometimes we don't fully step into it. We might have limiting beliefs that hold us back, fears that keep us playing small, or simply a lack of awareness of our own power. The divine masculine sees all of this, and here's the thing: it's not judging you for it. It understands that recognizing and stepping into your power is a journey. It sees your potential, cheers for your successes, and lovingly supports you through your struggles. So how can we start to tap into this power more in our daily lives? Well, it starts with awareness. Start to pay attention to your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions. Notice how they influence your actions and the results you get in life. Practice making conscious choices rather than just reacting to life. Remember, you always have the power to choose your response to any situation, even if you can't control the situation itself. Start to embrace your uniqueness rather than trying to fit in. Trust that your individual gifts and perspectives are valuable and needed in the world. And perhaps most importantly, start to see yourself as the divine masculine sees you, as a powerful co-creator of your reality. Begin each day with the intention to actively participate in creating your life experience. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. As you start to recognize and step into your power, you'll likely notice changes in your life. You might find yourself feeling more confident, more in control of your life. You might start to see opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. You might also notice changes in how you interact with others. When you're standing in your power, you naturally inspire others to do the same. You become a beacon of what's possible, showing others that they too have this incredible power within them. So as we wrap up this third shocking truth, I want you to take a moment to really let it sink in. The divine masculine sees you as incredibly powerful. It knows that within you lies the power to shape your reality, to bring your unique gifts to the world, to create positive change in your life and the lives of others. The next time you're feeling powerless or stuck, remember this. Remember that the divine masculine sees a power in you that can move mountains. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a powerful creator of your reality. Now that we've uncovered these shocking truths about what the divine masculine thinks of you, that you're infinitely valuable, deeply loved, and incredibly powerful, you might be wondering, how can I connect more with this divine masculine energy? Great question. Let's explore some simple yet powerful ways to do just that. First things first, it's important to understand that connecting with the divine masculine isn't about changing who you are or trying to become something you're not. It's about tapping into an energy that's already within you, an energy that's been there all along. So these practices are really about remembering and reconnecting rather than becoming something new. One of the simplest and most powerful ways to connect with the divine masculine energy is through mindfulness and presence. The divine masculine is all about being fully present in the moment, fully engaged with life. So start by practicing being more present in your daily life. This could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths and really focusing on the sensations in your body. Or it could be paying full attention to whatever task you're doing, whether it's washing dishes, walking in nature, or having a conversation with a friend. When you're fully present, you're aligning yourself with the divine masculine energy. Another way to connect with the divine masculine is through action and creation. Remember, this energy is all about making things happen, about bringing ideas into reality. So start taking inspired action towards your goals and dreams. This doesn't mean you have to make huge, life-changing moves, although you certainly can if you feel called to. It can be as simple as writing down your ideas, starting a new hobby, or taking one small step towards a goal you've been putting off. The key is to move from thinking and planning into actual doing. Connecting with your body is another powerful way to tap into the divine masculine energy. This could involve physical exercise, dance, or any kind of movement that makes you feel strong and alive. It could also involve practices like yoga or tai chi, which connect your body, mind, and spirit. The divine masculine also has a strong connection to nature, particularly to the element of fire. Spending time in nature, especially in places that make you feel strong and inspired, can help you connect with this energy. You might also try fire meditation, safely lighting a candle and focusing on the flame, allowing its energy to awaken the divine masculine within you. Now here's something really important. Connecting with the divine masculine isn't about rejecting or suppressing feminine energy. In fact, the divine masculine honors and cherishes the feminine. True power comes from balancing and integrating both energies within yourself. So as you practice connecting with the divine masculine, also pay attention to your intuition, your emotions, your capacity for nurturing and receiving. These feminine qualities are just as valuable and powerful as the masculine ones. Another powerful practice is to start seeing yourself through the eyes of the divine masculine. Remember those shocking truths we talked about earlier? Start affirming them to yourself daily. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am infinitely valuable, I am deeply loved, I am incredibly powerful. At first, this might feel strange or even uncomfortable. That's okay. Keep doing it anyway. Over time, you'll start to internalize these truths, and they'll begin to shape how you see yourself and how you move through the world. You can also connect with the divine masculine through service and protection. This energy is all about using your strength to uplift and protect others. Look for ways to be of service in your community. Stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. Use your power to make a positive difference in the world. Lastly, remember that connecting with the divine masculine is a journey, not a destination. It's not about being perfect or always feeling powerful. It's about continually coming back to this energy, especially in moments when you feel weak or lost. In those moments when you're doubting yourself or feeling powerless, take a deep breath and remember, the divine masculine sees you as infinitely valuable, deeply loves you, and knows you are incredibly powerful. Let that knowledge be your anchor, your source of strength. As you practice these ways of connecting with the divine masculine energy, you might start to notice changes in your life. You might feel more confident, more purposeful. You might find yourself taking more inspired action, standing up for yourself and others more often. You might also notice that you're able to love yourself and others more fully, that you're more present and engaged in your life. These are all signs that you're aligning more closely with the divine masculine energy. Remember, this energy is already within you. It's not something you need to go out and find or become. It's about remembering who you truly are, about stepping into the full power of your being. So, as we wrap up this section on connecting with the divine masculine energy, I encourage you to start incorporating some of these practices into your daily life. Be patient with yourself and remember that it's a journey. Every small step you take to connect with this energy is powerful and transformative. The divine masculine is always there, always seeing your true value, always loving you, always recognizing your power. As you open yourself to this energy, you open yourself to a whole new way of being in the world, one where you're fully aware of your worth, deeply connected to love, and courageously stepping into your power. Now that we've explored what the divine masculine thinks about you and how to connect with this energy, I want to share a personal story with you. This is about my own journey with the divine masculine and how understanding these truths changed my life. A few years ago, I was in a really tough spot. I was working a job I hated, my relationships were a mess, and I felt completely lost. I was constantly battling feelings of worthlessness and powerlessness. I felt like I was just drifting through life with no real purpose or direction. It was during this low point that I first encountered the concept of the divine masculine. At first, I was skeptical. It all sounded a bit too out there for me, but I was desperate for change, so I decided to keep an open mind and explore it further. I started small, with simple mindfulness practices. I'd take a few minutes each day to just breathe and be present. It felt awkward at first, but slowly I started to feel more grounded, more connected to myself and the world around me. Then I began to explore the idea that I was infinitely valuable. This was a tough one for me. I'd spent so long tying my worth to my achievements, or lack thereof, that the idea of being inherently valuable was foreign to me. But I started affirming it to myself every day, looking in the mirror and saying, I am infinitely valuable just as I am. At first, it felt like I was lying to myself, but as I kept at it, something started to shift. I began to treat myself with more kindness and respect. I started setting better boundaries in my relationships. I even found the courage to leave my unfulfilling job and pursue work that aligned more with my passions. The concept of being deeply loved by the divine masculine was another game changer for me. I'd always struggled with feeling unlovable, always trying to earn love through my actions. Understanding that I was unconditionally loved exactly as I was incredibly healing. It allowed me to start loving myself more fully, flaws and all. And as I did that, I found that my relationships with others improved too. I was able to love more freely, without the constant fear of losing love if I wasn't good enough. But perhaps the most profound shift came when I started to embrace the idea that I was incredibly powerful. For so long, I'd felt like a victim of my circumstances. But as I connected more with the divine masculine energy, I began to see myself as a creator of my reality. I started taking more inspired action in my life. Instead of just dreaming about the things I wanted to do, I began taking steps to make them happen. I started a blog, began volunteering in my community, and even signed up for a course I'd always been interested in, but too afraid to try. As I stepped more into my power, I noticed that opportunities seemed to appear out of nowhere. It wasn't that my life suddenly became perfect or easy, but I felt more equipped to handle challenges when they arose. Now, I want to be clear. This wasn't an overnight transformation. It was, and still is, a journey with ups and downs along the way. There are still days when I struggle to feel valuable or powerful, but now I have tools to reconnect with these truths, to realign myself with the divine masculine energy. Looking back, I can see how profoundly my life has changed since I started this journey. I'm more confident, more purposeful, more at peace with myself. I've created a life that feels authentic and fulfilling to me. And while I know I still have more growing and learning to do, I'm excited for the journey ahead. My story is just one example of how connecting with the divine masculine can transform a life. Your journey will be unique to you, but I share this to give you hope, to show you what's possible when you start to see yourself the way the divine masculine sees you. Now that we've explored these shocking truths about what the divine masculine thinks of you, and I've shared my personal journey, it's your turn. Yes, you. It's time for you to start embracing these powerful truths in your own life. I know it might feel overwhelming. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how can I actually apply it to my life? Don't worry, we're going to break it down into simple, actionable steps. First, I want you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment if you can, and just breathe. As you do this, I want you to remember the three main truths we've discussed. You are infinitely valuable. You are deeply loved. You are incredibly powerful. Now open your eyes. How does it feel to hold these truths in your mind? It might feel strange, maybe even uncomfortable. That's okay. Change often feels uncomfortable at first. Your first step is to start affirming these truths to yourself daily. You could do this in front of a mirror, write them in a journal, or even set them as reminders on your phone. The key is consistency. Even if you don't fully believe them yet, keep affirming them. Remember, you're reprogramming years of contrary beliefs, so be patient with yourself. Next, I encourage you to start noticing how you talk to yourself. Are you constantly criticizing yourself? Putting yourself down? When you catch yourself doing this, pause. Take a breath. Then ask yourself, is this how the divine masculine sees me? Then try to reframe your self-talk in a more loving, empowering way. Another powerful step you can take is to start taking inspired action in your life. Remember, The divine masculine energy is all about creation and making things happen. What's one small step you could take today towards a goal or dream you have? It doesn't have to be big. Even tiny steps forward count. I also encourage you to find ways to connect with the divine masculine energy that resonate with you. Maybe that's through meditation, spending time in nature, physical movement, or creative expression. Experiment with different practices and see what feels right for you. Remember, this is your journey. There's no one right way to do this. The key is to stay open, stay curious, and keep coming back to these truths, especially when things get tough. And speaking of tough times, they will come. There will be days when you struggle to feel valuable or powerful. When those days come, be gentle with yourself. Remember that the divine masculine's love for you is unconditional. It doesn't waver even when you're having a hard time. I also want to encourage you to share what you're learning with others. As you start to see your own value and power, you'll naturally start to see it in those around you too. By embodying these truths, you become a living example of what's possible, inspiring others to step into their own power. Lastly, I want you to know that you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of people out there exploring these same truths, connecting with the divine masculine energy. Consider seeking out like-minded individuals, whether that's through online forums, local meetups, or spiritual communities. Remember, every step you take towards embracing these truths is powerful. Every time you choose to see yourself as valuable, every time you open yourself to love, every time you step into your power, you're not just changing your own life, you're contributing to positive change in the world. So, are you ready? Are you ready to start seeing yourself the way the divine masculine sees you? Are you ready to step into your true power, to embrace your infinite value, to open yourself to unconditional love? Your journey starts now, and I'm so excited for you. We've been on quite a journey together, haven't we? We've delved deep into the shocking truths about what the divine masculine really thinks about you. We've challenged common misconceptions, explored powerful truths, and even looked at practical ways to connect with this energy in our daily lives. Let's take a moment to recap the main points we've covered. The divine masculine sees you as infinitely valuable, regardless of your achievements or circumstances. You are deeply and unconditionally loved by the divine masculine, including all parts of yourself. The divine masculine knows that you are incredibly powerful, with the ability to shape your reality. Connecting with the divine masculine energy is a journey of remembering and reconnecting, not becoming something you're not. There are many ways to connect with this energy, from mindfulness practices to taking inspired action in your life. As we come to the end of this video, I want to leave you with one final thought. The truths we've explored today aren't just nice ideas or comforting beliefs. They have the power to radically transform your life if you let them. Imagine moving through the world knowing, deep in your bones, that you are infinitely valuable. Imagine feeling in every cell of your body that you are deeply and unconditionally loved. Imagine living each day fully aware of your incredible power to shape your reality. How would your life be different? How would you treat yourself differently? How would your relationships change? How would you approach challenges and opportunities? The divine masculine sees all of this potential in you. It sees the amazing life you could create when you fully step into these truths, and it's cheering you on every step of the way. Remember, This isn't about becoming perfect or never struggling again. It's about having a solid foundation of self-worth, love, and power that you can always come back to, especially during tough times. As you go forward from here, I encourage you to stay curious, stay open, and keep exploring your connection with the divine masculine energy. Remember that this is a journey, and every step forward counts, no matter how small it might seem. You are infinitely valuable. You are deeply loved. You are incredibly powerful. The divine masculine sees all of this in you. Now it's time for you to see it in yourself. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the shocking truths about what the divine masculine really thinks about you. I hope this video has sparked something powerful within you, opening your eyes to the amazing being you truly are. Remember, you have the power to create positive change, not just in your own life, but in the world around you. As you step into your true power and value, you inspire others to do the same. And that, my friends, is how we change the world, one awakened, empowered person at a time. So go forth, embrace these truths, and shine your light brightly. The world is waiting for the unique gifts that only you can bring. And the divine masculine, it's right there with you, every step of the way, seeing your true value, loving you unconditionally, and celebrating your incredible power. Until next time, stay amazing, stay powerful, and remember, you are loved beyond measure.